Nadina, Rita, and Emily. On May 5th, 2011, at Special Olympics, I fell in love with a group of people that I immediately knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life serving, and that group of people is people with disabilities. My name is Jessica Dotson, and I'm standing here today feeling so thankful for the opportunity to tell you guys a little bit about myself and why I would be a perfect candidate for this job as a high school special education teacher. I'm 20 years old and I'm a junior at Western Carolina studying special education. Throughout my time at Western, I've gained boundless knowledge and acquired the skills that I feel like will help me be a great special education teacher. I have been able to work one-on-one with these students daily and also intern in special education classrooms only to gain more knowledge of these students in the classroom setting. Throughout the questions you guys have for me today, I hope that I give you guys a little insight to my heart and also show you guys why I would be a great special education teacher. So whenever you guys are ready, I'm excited and prepared to take your questions.
Describe a situation when you felt honesty was inappropriate in your career.
Well, I've personally been raised on the fact that honesty is the best policy, and I personally feel like no matter the circumstances or the situation, you always need to choose honesty. However, with teaching, something that I've found is that sometimes it's best to remain tactful and professional rather than brutally honest like you may want to be. For example, I have found that this is a really hard profession, not only for teachers, but also for the parents. It's hard for them to hear that their child may have a disability or needs to be tested or anything like that. And so in those times, I feel like it is best to be tactful and strictly give them the facts rather than be super blunt and brutally honest. However, you need to maintain that honesty and you need to maintain that professionalism and be tactful, but not super blunt. So I hope that answers your questions. Do you guys have any more?
What are your weaknesses?
I feel like my biggest weakness when it comes to this is maybe being a little bit too nice or having a little bit too big of a heart. I think that sometimes I have a hard time finding the balance between discipline and love and not wanting to hurt their feelings and so showering them with love rather than reprimanding them. And I feel like that's something that I definitely need to work on. I also think that sometimes I feel inferior to teachers that may have a little bit more experience than I do or may have worked in this field a little bit longer. So I find myself not putting my input in as much as I normally would just for fear of rejection, which is also something that I would like to work on. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Any more?
In what ways do you feel you can best contribute to this organization?
I feel like my biggest contribution comes with my passion. I have such a huge passion for this field, but also for the people. And I think that it's something that I most definitely want to spend the rest of my life doing, which is where I can contribute the most. But I also feel like I have a very unique combination of knowledge and experiences when it comes to this. I've been able to work with these students in such a wide range of settings, and I feel like I can really use that to impact my students and pour into their lives and educate them in the way that they deserve to be educated. Does that conclude your questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I hope that through them you guys have been able to have an insight to my ethics, my strengths, my weaknesses, but most of all, just the passion that I have for this field of work and for these students. And I hope that you guys have been able to see some of my heart. And 10 years ago, when I was at Special Olympics, I had no idea what the next 10 years of my life would be. And I had no idea that one day I would be standing in front of people interviewing for my dream job as a special educator. But 16-year-old me did know one thing, and that was that I had a burning passion for this profession and for these students. And I'm standing here today with that same burning passion, so ready to carry that into the classroom and pour it into the students that I can call my own. So do you guys have any more questions today?
No.
Well, thank you so much for your time.